AI is rapidly taking over our lives. It's a fact that every rational person agrees with, but some tech is rightfully frightening. Over the years, many film directors and story writers have enjoyed making robot sci-fi movies, giving us a colorful and vivid image of what a fully or semi-automated war would look like. Quickly let us know what robot sci-fi movie you believe depicts the controversial topic in the best and most accurate manner. From an invisibility cloak to a sonic gun that literally vibrates a target's brain, military researchers really pushed the limits of what we thought was scientifically possible this year. No doubt thanks to their sometimes astronomically high budgets. America. The United States military is undeniably one of the strongest in the world, incorporating cutting-edge technology, skillful engineering, and strong willpower. The US has a lot to show off. The F-35 Lightning II is the most expensive military program in the history of the United States and could cost $1.5 trillion over the course of its lifetime. Its specialized fighter helmet costs upwards of $400,000 and requires 2 days of special fittings for pilots. Made of a bubble of carbon fiber which is meant to help reduce weight while its checkerboard pattern provides rigidity, the helmet is also reinforced with Kevlar. In addition to the space-age materials, it is essentially loaded with missions, including airspeed, heading, altitude, targeting information, and warnings. All of this is projected on the pilot's visor rather than via a traditional heads-up display, which reduces the pilot's workload whilst increasing responsiveness. It further helps create a type of convergence of man and machine that allows the pilot to better access the aircraft's Distributed Aperture System, or DAS, which streams real-time imagery from 6 infrared cameras mounted around the aircraft to the helmet. Quote, "The helmet is much more than a helmet. The helmet is a workspace." Then Air Force Chief of Staff General Mark A. Welsh explained at a 2015 press briefing, quote, "It's an interpretation of the battle space. It's situational awareness. Calling this thing a helmet is really, we've got to come up with a new word." Canada's Hyperstealth Biotechnology has patented a new quantum stealth material that disguises a military's soldiers, or even its tanks, aircraft, and ships, by making anything behind it seem invisible. The US is researching this material to implement it in the near future. AI to predict aircraft damage or failure. Army helicopters perform some of the most daring maneuvers in some of the most dangerous places in the world. Keeping the fleet in peak performing condition is critical. Army researchers studied 15 years of flight patterns, more than 1.3 million flights from 4,000 UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters, and identified more than 100 different types of maneuvers. They connect which specific aircraft parts undergo the most wear and tear during these maneuvers. The result is a robust AI model predicting with nearly 100% accuracy which critical parts will fail, how, and when. "We know critical parts in an aircraft have finite life," said Army researcher Dr. Mulugeta Haile. "We can use this data to effectively predict the best time to maintain an aircraft by looking at how it has been flown rather than how much it has been flown. This significantly reduces costs to sustain the existing fleet, and most importantly, also identifies catastrophic damage before failure, improving mission outcomes and protecting our pilots." Those are a few of the mind-blowing toys in the arsenal that the United States boasts. Let us show you what else they are currently working on, which will hopefully be successful in the near future. The Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider is an American heavy bomber under development for the United States Air Force, or USAF, by Northrop Grumman as part of the Long Range Strike Bomber Program, LRSB. It is meant to be an advanced, very long-range, large, heavy payload, stealth intercontinental strategic bomber for the USAF, able to deliver conventional and thermonuclear weapons. In April 2012, the Navy issued a formal request for information for the FA-XX. It calls for an air superiority fighter with multi-role capabilities to initially complement and eventually supersede the FA-18EF Super Hornet and EA-18G Growler aircraft in the 2030s, while complementing the F-35C Lightning II and U-class unmanned aircraft that can operate in anti-access area denial environments. Primary missions include air combat, air-to-air, ground attack, surface warfare, and close air support. Just as the F-35C will replace aging FA-18 Hornets and complement Super Hornets, the FA-XX will replace aging Super Hornets in the 2030s and complement the F-35C. In May 2015, Secretary of the Navy Ray Mabus stated that the FA-XX should be a platform with the capability of optional unmanned autonomous operation. The US military will probably be getting a dog-like quadruped robot armed with a sniper rifle. The robot, developed by Ghost Robotics of Philadelphia, is a new version of its Vision series of leg robots. The US Air Force is currently testing an unarmed version of these robots for use as perimeter security at the Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida. Ghost Robotics displayed the armed version at the annual meeting of the Association of the United States Army held in Washington, D.C. this week. The robot is fitted with a special-purpose unmanned rifle pod from Sword Defense with a powerful 6.5mm sniper rifle. This has day and night cameras and an effective range of 1,200 meters. It is fully controlled by a remote operator, says Parikh. There is a human controlling the weapon. There is no autonomy or AI. He says the robot was chosen by customers for its ability to move in difficult terrain, allowing it to take up a suitable firing position for sniper shots. This applies equally outdoors in urban settings where, for example, it can climb stairs. Meanwhile, the operator can stay concealed out of the line of fire. Pentagon policy is that all robotic weapons should be under the control of a human operator. However, the technology for smaller drones to select and attack targets autonomously has already been developed and may have already been used in Libya. That's all we know about these super interesting yet scary robo-dogs. Comment down below which of the mentioned military tech do you think is the most tactical or mind-blowing. Thank you all for joining the Dash.